Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important and honestly, most overlooked documents in your financial life, your credit report. This thing holds way more power than most of us even realize.
I mean, think about it for a second. What if a single file could decide whether you get that apartment you want, that car you need, or even that job you've been working towards?
Well, that document isn't hypothetical. It's very real. It's your credit report. And you can basically think of it as your financial resume. It tells a detailed story about how you handle your money.
And that's why learning how to read this thing is maybe one of the single most powerful moves you can make for your financial future. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to show you exactly how to get it and how to take control, all for free.
So let's stick with that idea of a story. Your credit report is literally your financial story. And it's a story that lenders, landlords, and yeah, even some employers are going to read to decide if they want to do business with you.
And the stakes here are very real. This stuff touches almost every major part of your life. We're talking about whether you can get a loan, rent that next apartment, buy a car, land a job, or even get a good rate on insurance. It is that influential.
Okay, before we go any further, let's clear up something that trips a lot of people up: the difference between your credit report and your credit score. Think of it like this. The report is the whole storybook, a detailed history of the last 7 to 10 years. The score? That's just the grade you get on the book report, that 3-digit number. That's why the report itself is what really matters. You get the story right, the grade will follow.
So, how do you get your hands on this story? Well, the great news is that federal law says you absolutely have a right to get it for free, but you have to know where to go.
All right, now this is really important, so listen up. The only website authorized by federal law for your free reports is annualcreditreport.com. You're going to see a ton of other sites out there that look official, but they'll try to sell you stuff you don't need. Stick to this one.
And you can check it way more often than you'd think. Right now, you can pull free reports every single week from all 3 main bureaus. That's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, from that official site. This means you can do a little trick. Space out your requests, maybe check one bureau every few months, and you can basically keep an eye on your credit all year long, for free.
Okay, so you've downloaded your report. You open it up, and now what? It can look kind of overwhelming at first, I get it. But let's take a quick tour and break it down section by section.
The very first thing you're going to see is your personal information. Now, this seems basic, but it's critical. Double-check your name, address, social security number, all of it. A simple typo here could be a sign that your file is mixed up with someone else's, and that means their debts could be on your report.
Next up, you'll see a section for public records. This is where some of the heavier stuff shows up, like bankruptcies. These items can have a really big negative impact, and they can stick around for as long as 10 years. So you absolutely want to be sure anything listed here is accurate.
Then, you want to look for a section called Collections. This is a huge red flag. An account here means the original lender gave up on trying to get you to pay and sold your debt to a collection agency. If you see an account in this section you don't recognize, you need to act fast. That's a serious warning sign of either a big error or even identity theft. And the last big piece of the puzzle is inquiries. Now, it is crucial to note there are 2 different kinds. A hard inquiry happens when you actually apply for new credit, like a car loan or a credit card. Too many of those in a short time can ding your score a bit. But a soft inquiry, that's when you check your own credit, has 0 effect on your score. So check it as often as you want.
So what happens if you're reading through your report and you find a mistake? Don't panic. This isn't the end of the story. Actually, this is the beginning of you taking control. Let's walk through how to get it fixed.
So what kind of things should you be looking for? Well, some of the most common errors are accounts you know you never opened. Maybe some personal info is wrong, or accounts you paid off are still listed as open. Or maybe a payment is wrongly marked as late. These are the little things that can unfairly pull your score down. Now, if you find an error, the process to dispute it is, by law, completely free. Here's what you do. You need to contact both the credit bureau, like Experian, and the company that reported the info in the first place, like your bank. The key is to do it in writing. Include copies, never the originals, of any proof you have, and spend the few extra bucks to send it by certified mail. That way you have proof they got it.
Okay, so fixing errors after they happen is one thing. But what about playing defense? You can actually use some really powerful, and again, free tools to proactively protect your identity. Think of these as your financial shield.
The 2 biggest tools you have are a credit freeze and a fraud alert.
A credit freeze is like the maximum security option. It locks down your credit file so nobody can open a new account in your name, period. A fraud alert is a lighter touch. It just puts a note on your file telling lenders, hey, take an extra step to make sure this is really me. And the best part? They're both free.
And with fraud alerts, there are actually a few different types for different situations. An initial alert lasts for 1 year, and it's perfect for anyone who just suspects something fishy might be going on. If you're a confirmed victim of identity theft, you can get an extended alert that lasts for 7 years. And there's also a special active duty alert to protect service members.
You know, if you take away just one single thing from all this, let it be this. Make checking your credit report a regular financial habit. Don't think of it as a once-a-year chore. Treat it like checking your bank account. That consistency is your absolute best defense.
Because look, at the end of the day, your financial story is being written every single day. The question is, are you going to be the one holding the pen? By understanding and managing your credit report, you absolutely can be.